Hi, this video will demonstrate how to graph a function in Excel. So the first thing you want to do is pull up a worksheet here and label one X, one Y. And first I'm just going to enter some X values. And I can do that by hand, -5, -4, just type in -3. You can also use a formula, so I'm going to say equals A4, click on that, plus 1. Okay, what that's going to do is just keep adding 1. Alright, and on this example I'm just going to go to 6, say. Now to generate my y's, I can plug in the formula. The first thing you want to do is type an equal sign. That tells Excel that you're going to actually do a calculation. Okay, without the equal sign, it won't do the calculation. So you need to start it with an equal sign. And now for this case, I'm going to enter 2x minus 3. So 2 times x minus 3. Alright, so I've entered the formula 2 times x, which in this case my x value is located in the cell A2 minus 3. So I've done that. If you hit enter, it does the calculation for you. And it's right. 2 times -5 is -10. -3 gives me -13. Now, if I highlight that cell and go to the bottom right corner and get the plus sign, I can click on that and just drag, and it will do all the other calculations for me. Alright, so it's basically filled in all these other cells. Let's check one here. 2 times 2 is 4, -3 is 1. So sure enough, that works. Okay? So once you have a list of X and Y values, you want to then plot them. So what I'm going to do is just highlight those cells, hit Insert, Chart, alright, and you want to go to Scatter. Alright, and then I'm going to actually click on, the first one it gives me is just the points, but I want to connect those points with a line. So I'm going to click on this one here. Click Next, and you can see already that it's graphed this line for me. I can label this even though it doesn't put it in our traditional spot. And then I'm just going to insert it here. So you can see on this graph, right, I don't really need that in this case, that I have the graph of the straight line. Here's my y-axis, here's my x-axis, and the blue line is my graph. So let's try one more, something that maybe isn't linear. Alright, so once again I'm going to label my A column X, my B column Y. I'm going to type in some X values, okay, or use a formula, equals A2 plus 1. And then I'll just drag some values. Okay. Alright, and so in the Y, I'm going to once again do a calculation. So I'm going to do a quadratic in this case. If you don't know what that is, you will soon. But equals x squared. So I'm going to click on x, A2. And to do the squared, I use a caret and a 2. So that tells it x squared. Let's do -5 times x. Okay. Plus 6. Alright, so what you see there, it's x squared minus 5x plus 6. In place of the x, I'm just plugging in whatever value I have in A2. When I hit enter, Excel does the calculations for me. Okay, and so now I can drag this down, okay, and I see that I basically have a quadratic. Okay, so once again I'm going to do Insert, Chart, Scatter, Line, okay, and you can see here, here's my quadratic. Alright, I can label these X and Y if I want, okay, and then insert it, finish. So you can see here that it's graphed my quadratic. This one should actually dip below the x-axis, but it's okay for now. We're just trying to learn how to graph these. So you can see here, here's my quadratic. So that is how we graph a function in Excel, and what we're going to want to do as the semester goes along is figure out where these functions are crossing the x-axis. So I can see here my quadratic touches at 2 and it touches at 3. If I look back at my linear, I can see that it crosses somewhere between 0 and 2, probably somewhere between 1 and 2. I don't know exactly where it's crossing. I can also tell from the table of values that it would actually be somewhere between 1 and 2. So that's what we will be doing in this class. So I hope that you are able to use Excel to graph a function now. If not, please let me know and I'll provide you additional help.